again, we getting ready. We getting ready for the rollout to the world. So he wanted to make sure he put on that great performance for the fans. We great, trust me. Y'all want y'all guy to come out and put on that show for y'all. Trust me, because I'm looking for that fight where we had back in the days when y'all said, yo, that was an epic fight right there, and that's what we looking for.
I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul have in all this.
Heard Graydon mouth for years now saying I need to fight a real boxer.
He got to fight a actual fighter now, like a fighter.
Who was somebody you could see him fighting, like
Me.
a real you?
Yeah.
Well, little man, congratulations. You got your wish. Friday, November 14th, Atlanta, Georgia. Once again on the biggest platform in the world, Netflix. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Motherfucker Paul.
The boxing world is buzzing after Gervonta Davis's coach, Calvin Ford, delivered a brutal warning to Jake Paul during a heated press conference that left fans and reporters stunned. Known for his fiery personality and no-nonsense attitude, Ford didn't hold back when addressing Paul's growing presence in the sport, making it clear that stepping into the ring with Tank would be nothing short of dangerous. With the rising tension between traditional boxing elites and crossover stars like Paul, this confrontation has sparked massive debate about respect, legacy, and whether the YouTuber-turned-boxer is truly ready for the deep waters of the fight game.
My journey's crazy. That's why I said this, yo, you can't write this, man. You cannot write this. My experience being gone and all the stuff that I went through preparing me for where I'm at today. You know, and Tank is older. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do, take us the rest of the way. And this is his take us the rest of the way fight.
The long-standing partnership between Gervonta Davis and coach Calvin Ford has hit a rocky moment lately. Ford stepped out of Tank's corner for the Lamont Roach Jr. fight, not due to conflict but as a deliberate and temporary change. "We ain't changed up anything," he said, explaining that the training structure stayed intact despite his physical absence, insisting that their bond remains as strong as ever.
I ain't even gonna ask you that question on camera.
What?
I'm talking about family at this point. Cause you pulled up with just somebody else. You didn't even pull up with your team you pulled up with. We ain't see Calvin.
Calvin?
Yeah.
Calvin was there.
Okay.
Calvin was there.
Okay.
I think he came a little late though. I spoke to him.
Y'all good.
Yeah.
All right, because
I just seen Calvin too. But that's another thing. Calvin is someone that he's like, when I ain't had no pops, Calvin was the person that you feel me stepped in them shoes. So no matter if he's not my coach, anything like that, he's always gonna be in my life.
And that's why I said I would have asked that question off camera because I already know.
Yeah,
so I ain't, but you already cleared it.
Yeah.
Calvin Ford has been far more than just Gervonta Davis's trainer. He's been a mentor, guide, and stabilizing force since Davis was a child growing up in West Baltimore. Ford met Tank at age 7 at Upton Boxing Center and helped steer him away from street life and into boxing. After Ford's own 10-year prison term, he dedicated his life to youth mentorship, shaping Davis into a 3-division champion. Within the ring, Ford hones Davis's technique. Outside, he offers life counsel. He also helps Davis manage high-profile relationships, especially with Floyd Mayweather, acting as both confidant and protector.
You know, Calvin, he been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when he was working at a seafood restaurant in Baltimore.
When I had to train Tank, when I didn't want him to get in trouble and I wanted to make sure we was together, I used to take him to work with me. And he'd chill. Everybody know him. Everybody know him at work.
Remember, Calvin used to fuss at the guys that was coming up with me, and they was in the streets a lot. He was telling them, like, you can't have 1 feet in and 1 feet out. You gotta be, like, all the way in it. Like, focus on the goal, you know, and them guys, they went left. And unfortunately, they got killed.
You weigh the odds out like that. Do you want him to go to jail or you want him to live? That's the whole idea, to come to the boxing gym.
If I ain't had the people I had around me, like the people that started with me and things like that, I probably would have been off the scene for a long time.
Ford made it clear that Jake Paul has absolutely no chance against Davis. Calvin believes Tank is simply too strong, too fast, and too skilled for Paul to even survive in the ring. He emphasized that Paul may have built a name fighting influencers and older fighters, but stepping up to Tank would be a completely different level of danger.
Tank was the first one in the gym, the last one out the gym. Tank used to sit on the ring like this and watch me train him.
How old is he at this point?
He was like 7, 8.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that I was giving my son was giving it to Tank. So it was a perfect fit. And Tank was like the family, you know what I'm saying? And he used to sit at the table because I had another kid named Ramon Manning. He liked to play with them guns, you know what I'm saying? And when I lost him, I was hurt because that was my first time losing a fighter that you put so much into. Remember, I said, Tank, my money running out. And he just looked at me and said, believe in me, coach. Believe. That's what did it.
When he said that,
It's still,
damn.
I don't hear Tank. It's Tank. That's the day. I hear Tank as that little boy. Believe in me, coach. And he came in the gym one day and he said, Coach, I seen it. I said, what you seen? I had all the belts on me. He said, I'm going to be that dude. Rest is history.
Damn. I got goosebumps, low-key. That's kind of crazy.
UFC legend and commentator Daniel Cormier had a similar reaction to this shocking announcement. Known for speaking his mind, DC couldn't hide his disbelief that one of boxing's most dangerous knockout artists would step into the ring with a YouTuber-turned-boxer. While Paul has built a reputation for surprising wins, Cormier questioned whether he belongs anywhere near a fighter of Tank's caliber. His reaction highlights the growing debate in combat sports over entertainment matchups versus legitimate competition.
I swear to God, I was on a plane coming home from Las Vegas. When Luis told me Gervonta Davis is fighting Jake Paul, I said, get the bleep out of here. I said, you're a bleep liar. Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. Gervonta Davis is that much better than Jake Paul at boxing. But Gervonta Davis in his last fight weighed 133.8 pounds. And I'm not over here in the business of just crapping on Jake Paul. I am much more respectful of what he's starting to build as a professional boxer. You're fighting a guy that's better than you. He's just much smaller. But that guy, because he's better than you, what if he wins? Everything Jake Paul has done is wiped completely out. Gervonta Davis loses to Jake Paul. Obviously, it's going to hurt who Gervonta Davis is. But he lost to a guy that's going to be upwards of 70 pounds bigger than him when he steps into the boxing ring. But I will tell you this right now, without a shadow of a doubt. I will watch this. Tank Davis is 30-0-1. You want to talk about Jake Paul fighting a real boxer? That's a real boxer. You can't make this stuff up, man. It's true. They're fighting.
Cormier also acknowledges Paul's evolution, saying, I respect Jake Paul today for what he's done to build his name to the point that Netflix always wants to be in business with him. Yet, he remains cautious about this clash. Gervonta is better than him. I don't know that, he's so much bigger. It's actually kind of crazy. Cormier also recognizes the inherent danger, saying, there's some danger for Jake Paul, less for Gervonta.
We were yelling so much about him fighting someone, fight somebody your size. His next opponent is, by far, he's the most credentialed guy he's ever fought. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds.
Stephen A. Smith also called the fight a hype machine, driven by clout and cash, rather than genuine sport. He branded it an embarrassment to boxing, highlighting how such manufactured showdowns deride the legit competitors and the essence of the sweet science. For Smith, fights like this prioritize theatrics over technique, turning the ring into little more than entertainment and stripping the sport of its authenticity.
I can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane, it's hard to me to believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really, really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody? Pretty please, with sugar on top. I'm interested.
Steven, I wanted you to come on the show to tell me that you think I'm a great boxer.
I think you're a damn good boxer with a lot of potential. And I got one problem with you, and I told you this already. You are skilled. You cannot be going in the ring beating up on dudes that you know don't box. You can't have a basketball player, UFC fighters. No, they strike. They don't box. There's a difference. They're not on your level.
Other fighters, including Mike Perry, have also issued a stern warning to Jake Paul ahead of their next bout. The former UFC fighter, now competing in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, expressed confidence in his ability to defeat Paul, stating, "I'm taking home Jake's head." Perry emphasized his extensive fight experience and readiness to confront Paul in the ring. He also criticized the protection surrounding Paul, suggesting that efforts are being made to shield him from potential harm. Perry's remarks reflect his determination and readiness for the challenge.
I've been succeeding consistently, and I've been getting better every single day. Put this little twerp in his place. He's new to this game. Welcome. Welcome. You just got here. Don't worry, you're going to get what you've been asking for. You're going to get tired. You're going to be grasping for air. I made a new word, grasping. You're going to be grasping for air. But Jake is big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
Emiliano Vargas, the undefeated lightweight prospect and son of former world champion Fernando Vargas, has expressed his disapproval of the exhibition match between Davis and Paul. Vargas criticized the fight as a disgrace due to the significant weight disparity between the two fighters. He emphasized that such mismatches undermine the integrity of boxing and divert attention from meaningful bouts. In a related development, Vargas recently reacted to Jake Paul's dominant 12-round victory over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. While Vargas did not issue a direct warning, his reaction highlighted his awareness of Paul's activities in the boxing world.
Survivor, and people know that, but you gotta respect it, man. The only thing you do is respect it. But he's in there with Canelo, all these guys, and that's it, man. Embarrassing like that. Respect it. Easy work. What you think about the end? Any of them hurt you? I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. You can't win. I want to be world champion. Zerto looks slow as shit. You can't win if you don't throw, So it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia Rollies thing. Rollies didn't. Ryan really didn't get started. So, what did you say? What did you think about how Jake looked in the fight? You know what? You're very top. If he sucked ass, he sucked ass. But he actually looks pretty good. There's people walking in the gym. You can tell right away if they can box or not. So. He can box, he's selling out, obviously this arena, and is that the only thing I can do is take a page out of his book and, put it towards my showmanship, so. When do you think he's ready for someone like top 15, top 20? Look, he knows who to fight. I'm staying obviously, he's, growing in his career. If he really wants to make his career, I wish him nothing but the best. But I just think that, it's going to be a little longer until then. Thank you, Appreciate it. Give us an update about you. You got a day coming up. July 26th, Madison Square Garden. I'm ripped up. I'm ready to go. Ran with Manny Pacquiao yesterday. And, 15-0 on the way. Let's go, baby. Thank you, Appreciate it, man. My brother, appreciate it.
Initially, Jake Paul had aimed to fight Anthony Joshua, but negotiations fell through due to financial and promotional disagreements. After the fight with Joshua didn't happen, Jake Paul decided to fight Davis for the sake of his fans and financial gain. This fight is more of a circus and show business style event, meaning money and attention are prioritized over genuine technique or merit. Davis was chosen because he is powerful and famous, which guarantees more media attention for the fight.
How does Jake Paul do versus Anthony Joshua?
I think Ngannou, I'll ask you this follow-up. Ngannou lasted about halfway through the second round, I believe, before he got knocked out. Do you think Jake Paul gets knocked out earlier or after that?
I think after. I think Jake Paul's gonna be a lot smarter than Ngannou and not try to test his nuts with Anthony Joshua early on. So you know how he fought Mike Tyson, kind of stay on the outside jab, kick the jab, use his foot. Because he is athletic, you know what I mean? So he has some athleticism in him. Kind of just move your feet and see if he can kind of get AJ the guy in a position to take advantage of that. So I think it'll go longer than 2 rounds for sure.
Meanwhile, on his pay podcast, Former two-division world champ Shawn Porter called this bout a spectacle, an event that simply doesn't make sense. He expressed skepticism about its legitimacy from a sporting standpoint. Yet, despite the uneven weight gap with Paul at around 200 pounds versus Davis at 135 pounds, Porter confidently backed Davis. "I'm betting on Tank by knockout. You'd be surprised."
But also, what do you say? Like extend where the sport is. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, I'm not saying that it's disrespectful to put Jake Paul in the WBC rankings, but how can he go from 3 whatever to 15, 20, 25?
If this makes you feel better, he's number 52 in the United States.
Oh, that's what's up.
And cruiserweight.
That's what's up. What's up?
If it makes you feel better.
I got to read this welcome letter from Saudi right quick because this one killed me. First of all, let me let y'all know.
Is that the for you to go over there?
Yeah. So K Abdo.
Take your wife?
No.
Caleb Plant praised Jake Paul's courage and work ethic, noting that even though being in the position he was in, to still get in there in front of everybody and risk losing or coming up short, that says a lot about a man's character. Plant expressed respect for Paul's choice to enter boxing despite his platform outside the sport, tipping his hat to him for taking the risk. He also added that if Jake wanted to fight, we can do that, showing openness to matchup.
Do you feel like guys like Jake Paul are good for the sport?
If Jake Paul, you can hate him, you can love him, but he didn't have to start boxing. He was financially well off before that. So if he's going to take up all the training and the sparring and everything that comes along with that when he doesn't have to, you got to tip your hat to a guy like that. I know he's come up short in his last fight, so he'll never get the respect of all the fans, but now he has a chance to get the respect of his peers, more importantly. And that's to show that just because he came up short and took a loss, that he's not willing to back down from what he said he wants to be, which is a boxer. So we'll see moving forward how bad he really wants it.
Jesse Hart has been vocal about his concerns regarding Davis's approach to his boxing career. Hart believes that Davis's focus on lucrative matchups over challenging fights may hinder his legacy. He has criticized Davis for prioritizing financial gain over the pursuit of greatness, suggesting that this mindset could prevent Davis from achieving legendary status in the sport. Hart's comments reflect a broader sentiment among some boxing enthusiasts who feel that Davis's potential is being underutilized due to his selective fight choices.
If you want to join the circus, man, that's the circus. If you want to join the circus, that's the circus. I don't see the value. I just see money involved in that. If they want the money, if that's what they want to do, then go ahead and go ahead and get the money. But other than that, I'm not. You got a guy, Jake Paul, that's what, 6'3", 6'4", almost. Then you got a guy, Gervonta Davis, that's like 5'5", a little guy. Yeah. Y'all gonna try to who's 200 pounds, who's for Mike Tyson there. I'm gonna throw him in there with a 135. It's just a circus, and that's what they want to do to get money to generate money in the sport of boxing instead of Gervonta Davis. This is a legacy fight. He was supposed to fight Lamont Rope after this, and then he say, no. Think about it. You really can't say too much. When you say Gervonta Tank Davis and you say Lamont Roach, there's still a question mark on that fight. It was still a question mark on that rumble. You just gonna leave it and then go right to the money and say, no, I ain't. That's how you know legacy and everything don't matter. I did that before. I took the money with the Joe Smith fight when my hand was fucked up and, excuse my language, my hand was messed up, broke in training camp, and I still said, yo, no, I'm taking that. I'm still fighting him.
Boxing fans were blindsided and furious when rumors of a Davis versus Jake Paul fight surfaced. An exhibition clash pitting a 200-pound cruiserweight YouTuber against a 135-pound lightweight world champion. Many view the Paul Davis matchup as a dollar-driven parody, punched-up spectacle over solid sport, and worry this trend threatens the future of real fights. As Ryan Garcia lamented, the integrity of the sport is getting ruined every day. Boxing is officially the WE. If Gervonta Davis loses to Jake Paul in this heavily hyped, size-disadvantaged exhibition, it would instantly fuel a storm of online reactions. The undefeated lightweight champion, celebrated for his power and dominance, going down to a YouTuber-turned-boxer would be an unforgettable twist. Social media would seize on the moment with endless memes, reaction clips, and commentary, turning the bout into a viral spectacle. Many analysts have already labeled the matchup a sideshow or novelty fight, suggesting that while it could become historic, it might be remembered more for the internet frenzy than for its sporting significance.
Tank Davis cannot lose to Jake Paul. And this is the fight we all want to see. You might say, what are you talking about? We get to see if Jake Paul's really like that or not. Tank Davis' legacy is on the line. People already are questioning Tank for ducking fights. You can't lose because if you do, you're going to turn into a meme because you lost to Jake Paul. So you're ducking fades and then you lose to Jake Paul. What are you going to do? Because nobody believes in you. Nobody believes in you. And for Jake Paul, you might say, wow, well, this is disrespectful to boxing. These are two entertaining people. You may not like this, but I guarantee you're going to be tuned in for this. Listen, if Tank loses, I never want to hear about Tank again.